far below believers stare. The faith could take us anywhere, passing over all we know. I almost feel the snow. Far below believers stare. The faith could take us anywhere, passing over all we know. I almost feel the snow, 'cause we're walking down Main Street smiling. We're walking down Main Street laughing. But this is Arizona time and I'm dreaming. If this is Arizona time. Told to run, to race, not walk. Won't stay for long, no time to talk. Just passing time before we go. I could have told you so, that we'd be walking down Main Street smiling. Walking down Main Street laughing. This is Arizona time and I'm dreaming. If this is Arizona time. And I've been thinking of the roads that I've been traveling on. It's the same old place they always take me to. And in the morning there's the sound of a million loveless people. You take me back to my places. Take me back to my people.
Because it's there to make me break the sound.
Won't you be there for
and
me?
It's there on the holy ground.
Say that you meet me there.
This is Arizona time that I'm dreaming.
Won't you be there for me?
This is Arizona time.
Tried to reach, to rise above. Things you said and did for love, but you're passing up the chance to show. So I guess I'll let you know that we're walking down Main Street smiling.
Won't you be there for me?
Walking down Main Street laughing.
Say we be
This is Arizona time and I'm dreaming.
Won't you be there for me?
This is Arizona time that we should be leaving.
From the album Walking Down Main Street, released in 2001, that's Taras and Arizona. Welcome to the Garden Sessions. It's gardensessions.co.uk. Contact us at podcast@gardensessions.co.uk. And we're also available at 98.8 FM in the Edinburgh area, Leith FM, where Leith lives. I'm Jack Foster. I'm a little bit jovial in here because Frank's back. Yes, I'm joined by the Phileas Fogg and the Passepartout of the folk scene.
I'm Fogg. I'm definitely Fogg.
That's all right. That means I get to be Jackie Chan in the movie.
Oh, Dave, come on. Your topical movie
For people
knowledge.
who don't listen regularly, that's Frank Burkitt and Dave the Angles Gimble I'm talking about.
Yes.
That's relevant somehow, though, the Phileas Fogg and Passepartout.
It's relevant because we've got world traveller Tom Harland back on for the first instalment of Tom's World Odyssey.
Finally,
and Quest
it
for
has
Folk
arrived.
Domination.
I am looking forward to that.
And
to be honest,
rumour has it, we have yet another jingle masterpiece.
To be honest, I'm actually looking forward.
Fantastic jingle.
I'm looking forward to the jingle that's slightly more than the report. But maybe, that's probably a bit biased.
Frank,
Not to say that Tom's not up to scratch.
Frank, where have you been
I
this
have
past couple of
been
weeks?
up north, the Bonnie Highlands.
The
is
busy
where
life of
I've been gigging, actually, funny enough, but I'm
You've
going
been
to say...
singing jazz and easy listening.
Yeah, thanks, Dave, for admitting. I was actually...
blowing his cover.
I was going to try and just sort of get through that without mentioning, but the fact is, listeners, I have been singing with a very good jazz band. I think they're named the Highland Rat Pack, I think is the name they came up with.
Good name.
But
Can I
no, it was
just
good laugh. I'm glad to be back on home turf.
Yes, it's a shame not to have Silver in, but,
It is a shame.
He'll be
but
back
frankly, I'm
very
better,
soon.
and certainly my rate of utterance is a
And
lot higher.
Silver will be back very soon because Frank is away on holiday for the
But
next
we'll come
month.
back to that later on, Frank. What's coming up in this show?
Well, we've got the usual. We've got the official download chart. Will they be moving and jigging in that chart? We've got the letters
knows?
bag. We have got the folky news read by me. Thank
Yes.
goodness that Silver is no longer here to ruin the news.
We've got the Odyssey episode 1 from the Wypra Folk Festival.
the Odyssey episode. Listen to that.
And our featured artist this week.
Back for a
Cracking.
second time.
And I'm glad. Tantiri. Fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Superb. Dave.
Next song, yes, moving swiftly on. The next song is Maid of the Loch, Kareem Polworth.
Oh my dear, your waters are wondrous clear, and the north wind caresses my skin. You make me feel like I can relinquish this body of stone and steel and fly. You cradle me like a mother and rock me in your arms like a lover with your lullaby of water and sky. Oh, McCree, you're as deep and as wide as the sea, and you carry me so. There's nowhere that we can go. You make me feel like I can relinquish this body of stone and steel and fly. Oh, how I wish that my heart would rip open and you'd fill me with your love like an ocean. I would be ever so beautifully broken. You and I, you and I, you and I, you and I, and the sky, and the sky, and the sky, and the sky. Oh, my queen, I want to reveal all that's never been seen and show them your power. It blooms in your belly just like a flower. You make me feel like I can relinquish this body of stone and steel and fly. Everything holy and everything hidden, we're holding each other. The loch and the maiden, we go waltzing around. Merry dancers, you and I. and the sky, 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 and the sky.
I think the sky had something to do with that song. I don't know, just a hunch. That's Corinne Polwart, Maid of the Loch. It's a brand new release, free to download at CorinnePolwart.com.
The first the first lady of folk.
That
Indeed.
song's about the Maid of the Loch, the boat from does the tours on Loch Lomond.
Kind of spoils the mood a wee bit.
Impressing
Just a
us,
touch.
impressing us with your angle knowledge there, Dave.
Dave, your angle's coming up later. Can you give us a hint? Because we never got one.
I'll give you two in one. There's an attempted murder and then a retaliation.
Well, there would be if you didn't kill him. You tried to kill me, I'm going to get you.
Well, not necessarily, but yes. Okay.
I'm glad you're back, Frank.
I don't know. Frank.
We work together like
Frank.
Morecambe and Wise. All right, okay. Thank
Go.
God. It's folk.
It's not.
Take two. It's news. It's folk.
What is it, Frank?
It's the folky news.
Oh dear, Frank.
Sorry. And the folky news brought to you this week, as ever, in association with Paddy Bort's Wee Folk Club.
Well, every Sunday night at the Oak, we've got the Wee Folk Club at 8:30. An intimate venue, 30 seats, acoustic. It's a great night out. We've got fantastic musicians and singers. Every Sunday night, do come along.
And Sunday, the 27th of April at the Wee Folk Club, it's Ben Sands from County Down on the east coast of Ireland. Ben's branch of the Sands clan has a long history of music, singing and storytelling. More info, royal-folk.com. Top story this week. Former Garden Sessions featured artist and occasional contributor, interviewing Niz Loppy and Hook McGandy, of course, at the Folkathon, Carolyn Anona Scott has scooped the prestigious top prize at this year's Royal Oak Folk Songwriting Competition after wowing judges Eberhard, Paddy Bort, Tom Fernie and David Ferrard with a touching tribute to her grandmother Old Teastains. Jack spoke to Anona Scott after the event and asked her how she felt about her win and the standard of the competition as a whole.
It's fantastic to have won. It's a real honour to win, especially in the Royal Oak. I love the place and really enjoy the sessions. I think it's been a fantastic night overall. All of the acts had new, unique kind of songs, and it was nice to see a variety of songwriting styles and techniques, and I really enjoyed the evening.
Anona Scott is a singer-songwriter living and working in Edinburgh, a regular gigger around town, and compere many acoustic showcases for Never-Ending Arts, a project aimed at revolutionising Edinburgh's art scene through gig promotions and the likes. Carolyn also dedicates any spare time to community arts projects and enjoys getting involved in pretty much anything creative. She's a creative lass.
Very creative.
Yeah,
Just
can I just say
sounds
as well
very
that the Royal Oak Songwriting Competition's a great springboard. Lords of the Bothy won it a couple of years back, and they've never looked back.
Look at how
They
far
haven't
they've
stood
gone.
still since.
I think that's probably more to do with Lords of the Bothy than it is to do with the Royal Oak Songwriting Competition. Of course, Carolyn was the Garden Sessions featured artist on episode 27. That seems like a long time ago.
It was a very long time
of our
about a year ago.
internet radio show or podcast. Second story. The 30th Glenfarg Folk Feast took place on Friday the 18th, Saturday the 19th and Sunday the 20th of April. That's a weekend, folks. Their 30th birthday was celebrated with a great lineup of some of the festival's favourite artistes: Dennis Alexander, Ailey Grant Band, the Farg Folk, Malinky, Jim Malcolm, the McCalmans, the Orwell Cayley Band and Steve Tilston, but to name a few. Other events
Just a few.
I know. Other events such as the original song competition, the children's concert, and I'm quite interested in this one, the 23rd World Puffer Box competition. I'm not sure what that involves, but you know.
Oh dear.
It's a shame we
Why
missed
have you
it.
not got an interview?
I think next year that's
think
one
we
for the
need a
roving
reporter.
reporter, Silver.
That is,
Make
yeah.
yourself useful. And several free sing-arounds took place also. Keep up to date with all the latest folky news at gardensessions.co.uk/news. That's the folky news. I'm going to order me a pint of jingle. Yes.
Fantastic. It's great to have someone who can read the news and be berated and still plough on through.
Record time.
Yeah.
Yes.
The official Garden Sessions download chart. The official Garden Sessions download chart. It's time to get frantic.
Oh, we've missed you, Frank.
At 10, down 2 for Bernard Brogue with Birdwatching. At 9, it's a new entry for the man himself, Frank Burkitt with Murphy.
Hello.
At 8, a re-entry for Rantum Scantum with Hush.
But that's both of the railroad factors. They don't call the just bill. Things where the cold boats are near. And many they dead by the morning.
At 7, it's a re-entry for Behold the Field of Megaliths with Weir. At 6, down 1, Andy Chung, The Wee Room.
He's slipping.
It's a
Is he
small
still
room.
at number 1 though? That's what I want to know.
He could be, but you'll have to wait and find out. At 5, a new entry for the man again, Frank Burkitt,
Back
Working
of the
Hands.
net.
And at that point the boy looked down and he saw the mud on his shoes. And he felt a pain that for the rest of his days he'd be labouring away his blues. He knew there was a world beyond his father's golden land, and he swore he'd be the first of the sons to rest his working hands.
That sounds good, Frank.
There you
Cheers,
go.
Jack.
That was really quite brilliant.
But the best you can come up with, Dave.
Yeah.
Really. I mean,
At 4, down 1, Kill Me Now, Sinead Connolly with Eileen Logue.
who?
At 3,
Eileen Logue.
Eileen Logue, sorry.
Read it properly, Dave.
Is it
Come on.
Eileen?
I'm
by any
trying.
chance?
Yes, it is. At
Okay.
3, it's up 1 for The Arrows with
Get
Steel
in.
Melter's Son. At 2,
Yes.
a non-mover, The Arrows again with Black is the Colour.
Just teetering on the precipice.
And that means that at 1, the official Garden Sessions download chart number 1.
Times they are not changing.
He
A
remains.
non-mover again for Andy Chung with The Penny
He's
Falls.
still here.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Coming to strike some piece of luck, playing on the penny falls. For the now is turned back to dust, here it is, that's all. Pockets full of jingling change, playing on the penny falls. Long summer days to waste away, till my mother calls. I'll loose a fishing for a spell, on the links I'll ride the carousel. This floating world is something else, as sights and sounds undo themselves. I'll be coming to strike some piece of luck, playing on the penny falls. For the now is turned back to dust, here it is, that's all. Pockets full of jingling change, playing on the penny falls. Long summer days to waste away, till the autumn falls. Gallows parlour on the prong, 99 was the number of the song. Always felt out on the limb because I was fighting for a prize that never was. Are we coming to strike some piece of luck, playing on the penny falls? For the now is turned back to dust, here it is, that's all. Pockets full of jingling change, playing on the penny falls. Long summer days to waste away, till the autumn falls. From the start here, this heart was born to time, born to chance. Won't you watch me and I watch you make the silver dance? From the start here, this heart was born to time, born to chance. Won't you help me and I'll help you make the silver dance? They're always through my parents' hands, so I go with this heart to make commands. Imaginings I could never understand. Under Jessie Daly's wings I'll learn to dance. I'll be coming to strike some piece of luck, playing on the penny falls. For the now is turned back to dust, here it is, that's all. Pockets full of jingling change, playing on the penny falls. Long summer days to waste away, till my mother calls. Bestest feeling of all, here it is, that's all. Playing on the penny falls.
Andy Chung.
Yeah.
Cheers, Chung.
The Penny Falls.
Possibly the most played song on the Garden Sessions.
And that was the official Garden Sessions number 1 for a second week in a row, but not the second time. No, certainly not. You can see Andy's new album. It's out now. It's called Broken Gong, and there's more info at andychung.co.uk. And hopefully we'll be getting Andy on at some point to talk about that album, because really we should.
We've never had him on, have we?
We had him as a featured artist.
Well, of course we had him as a featured
aeon
artist.
But apart from that...
There's been so many.
Yeah.
Yes. Frank, what's coming up in the show? What's still to come?
Lots. Well, we've got a very exciting featured artist this week. We've got Tantiri back for the second time as a featured artist on the Garden Sessions.
Deservedly so.
3 lovely folks, and we'll be hearing from them. We have... Listeners, get excited, because we have the first instalment of Tom's Folk Odyssey.
Yes. Listeners get even more excited because we've got the first ever playing of the new Tom's Folk Odyssey jingle.
We've been going jingling mad.
Yeah, we spent hours before we started
the Studios today. But right now, folks, we've got Le Angle.
We do.
Dave,
what is it?
What
was your hint? Remind us.
That there was attempted murder and a retaliation.
Yeah.
You want another quick hint? Another quick hint. See if you can get it in the next 30 seconds.
Yeah, right.
He's off the count.
Yeah, there's talking animals.
There's talking
Dr. Dolittle.
animals.
No,
that's not a folk song.
No, it isn't. It's got talking animals.
Good try, anyway.
Out of your misery, then.
I don't know. What is it?
The angle this week is Emily Smith with May Colvin.
False Sir John's a wooing, gone to a meadow pretty fair. May Colvin was this lady's name, her father's only heir. He wooed her, but he wooed her, then he wooed her in the hall, until he got this lady's consent, a mountain right a wall. They went into her father's bower, where all the steeds did stand, and hasting, you know, the best steeds there, right frae her father's hands. He's got on and she's got on as fast as they could flee, until they come to a lonesome part, a rock by the side of the sea. Higher rose the tide, and faster he did ride. Like what the steed says, false Sir John, your bridal bed you see, for it's even ladies I dreamed, and the 18 ye shall be. Cast off, May Colvin, oh, and your silken gown, for it's our good and our cause they to rot in the salt sea foam. We'll turn you good then, false Sir John, look to the leaf of the tree, for it ne'er become a gentleman and naked woman to see. So he turned himself straight round about to look to the leaf of the tree. So swift as May Colvin was, she pushed him in the sea. Oh help May Colvin, oh help or else I'll drill, and I'll tack you back to your father's boot and set you safe and sound. Nae help, oh false Sir John, nae help nor pity for thee, but it's even King's daughter she'll be dreamed, and the 18'll no be me. So she leapt onto her father's steed as swift as she could flee, and she got him to her father's bower afore the break o' day. The tide, faster she did ride. Higher rose the tide, and faster parrot, me Colvin, what have you been? And what's become of Sir John, that would you latest stream? Oh, hold your tongue, my pretty birdling, not the blame on me. And your cup shall be o' the gay reek out, in your cage o' the root o' the tree. Up then spake the king himself, frae the chamber where he lay. What ails thee, me Colvin's bird, that prattles along the day? Well, the cat in my cage door, it nearly worried me, and I was calling on me Colvin to take the cat frae me.
He wooed her butt, he wooed her ben, he wooed her in the haw. Emily Smith, May Colvin from the new album Too Long Away, released yesterday. And there's more info on that at emilysmith.org. That's how up to the second we are. Yes. But Dave, the more important question is, what is your angle? I saw parrots. I heard them.
Well, talking animals.
And there's nudity, I think.
There is nudity.
There's
well,
wooing.
actually, there's no nudity.
Is there wooing with intent?
There is wooing with intent.
Did he woo her in the haw?
Well, you'll find out.
Sounds a bit
wooed her
rude.
butt.
The song starts off with Sir John, and he's gone off a wooing, and he's met this woman, this very beautiful
He's gone
girl.
off. See you later, guys. Just going to do some wooing.
Yeah, he's met this very beautiful girl who's called May Colvin, and her father is some kind of lord, and she's his only heir. She's his one offspring.
It's always the aristocracy involved in folk songs.
Funny that.
Either that or farmhands.
Farmhands, like the peasant be the laird.
So basically,
the rich man and the poor man, you might say.
He starts wooing her, and he's relentless. He's wooing her. He's every possible angle he can come from.
Okay.
Everywhere she goes,
every
he's
possible
there.
angle.
Does she go for it, though, is the question.
Well,
does she bite?
He just keeps going until eventually she says, yeah, okay, fine, fair enough, and she consents to ride off with him
so far
into the sunset.
He just pesters her into submission.
He pesters her
so
into
the moral
submission,
so far, if we were to stop the song now, would be woo a whore. No, not woo.
What?
I meant to say horse. Horse.
Right.
Horse.
He meant horse. Did you
I
genuinely
meant
meant horse?
say
Yes.
flog, not woo. If you are flogging a horse that is all but dead, keep going, and eventually the woman will give in.
Well, apparently,
perseverance.
Let's go to the end of the song before we
start
morals.
looking for morals. Yeah,
It hasn't really started.
Basically,
Probably
she's finally consented to
They've
go
got
off with him.
together.
So they've gone down to the stables, and they've gotten one of the best horses that's in the stables.
Horses.
Horses that's in the stables, and they've taken it without consent. They've just gone off on this.
They've
horse.
stolen a horse.
They've
right.
stolen a horse. They're together.
Basically,
on a horse.
yeah.
They're together. They're on a
He
horse.
gets on, she gets on, and they head off into the distance
We've got that.
until
They're
they
on a
come
horse.
to this sort of lonely bay out in the middle of
How did they
nowhere
get to the
down
lonely
by
bay?
the sea. They went on a horse.
Right.
Were they both on that horse?
Let's not get into the horse chat again because Frank's mistakes are too crude to mention.
Put an S on the end of that word
Yeah.
to avoid any mishaps.
And then when
Carry on.
they get to this beach, and Sir John says to May Colvin, "Get off, you because this is your bridal bed. This is our destination.
Well,
this
the-
is where
the
you're."
beach is her bridal bed.
Yes, because I've
They're gonna get
drowned
married on the
7
beach.
ladies already, and I
Dave,
intend for you
Dave.
to be the 8th.
So hold on, is he some kind of like Mormon with several
Is he a
wives?
serial
No, he's
husband?
drowned them.
Oh, so drowned them.
Yes.
Oh,
He takes
whoa.
women down to the beach and throws them in the water.
How did this guy become a sir?
But hang
Royalty
on.
made a mistake there in knighting this.
No, wait a minute.
chump.
I thought they were
the
getting married.
knighthood's untouchable.
Dave, is
Well,
he
that's-
marrying her and
that's-
then killing
Well, that's
her?
what she thought as well, but obviously no, he just intends purely to push her into the sea. So he says to her, "Come on, take your clothes
I thought
off."
he was going wooing.
Well, exactly. So
The horse journey. Something happened.
that's how we all.
Yeah, he's
felt
going
at the start
wooing.
of the
Well,
song.
you know what that means.
Must have
Remember
gone
the last
over
8
a
times.
bump or something.
Anyway, he says to her, "Take off your clothes. You won't want to get those wet, seeing as you're going to drown. You'll
You're
need
not
them
going
after."
to matter if she's going to drown.
Yeah, because basically
wants her
you're
clothes
going
dry.
you're going in there. But she thinks, I see a way out of this. So she says to him, well, turn round then, because, a gentleman shouldn't look on a naked lady that, he's not married to and that kind of thing.
Clever.
Back in the old days.
Like
so he turns himself round.
How come he's got etiquette for not watching her undress, but he's quite happy to push her in the sea?
He's got morals, Jack.
Yeah,
he has some standards.
You've got to have manners, even if you are killing people. So he turns round, and as he turns round, he's standing there thinking she's undressing, and she comes up behind him, she grabs him, and she throws him in the sea.
Now, can I just say, I've been to a beach before, believe it or not, and when you throw someone in the sea, they're not going to drown.
They get a bit wet. And
that depends on the beach.
Maybe off a boat, but they're on the shore. She's going to have to take them a long way out.
It depends on the beach. There could be,
Are they on a pier?
Underwater cliffs,
sea cliffs, maybe.
Coral reef, Loch Ness, for example.
And even if they could swim, then the whole thing would be void anyway.
Not many people could swim in folky days.
Those famous years.
Anyway, he's in the sea. He's drowning, so we assume that he can't swim, and he's saying, "Help me, May Colvin. I'm gonna drown.
Yeah.
If you help me, I'll take you back to your dad's house, and I'll leave you there. You'll be safe. It'll be cool. It'll be fine." And she says to him, "No chance, no help. You tried to kill me. You are going to drown." And she basically she buggers off on her dad's horse. She rides back home, and
I just say this whiskey is strong.
Well, there you go. She heads off home.
She gets back. And do they work?
She gets back to her dad's house. She's safe and
with?
sound.
Oh, yeah, long story.
Well, no one seems to notice apart from her parrot. She walks back into her room and the parrot says to her, "Hold on a second. Where's that guy who came round the wound yesterday?"
No, rookie mistake. Don't take a bird that can talk.
So hold on.
When you
wait a minute. So now is she a fugitive from justice?
She's a fugitive from justice, assuming the parrot tells everyone.
Did the parrot see what happened, though?
Yeah, and the parrot basically asks, what happened to the guy? Where's he gone?
Can I just point out that parrots can't actually converse with people. They can just mimic. So this is a nonsense.
It's a magic parrot.
And on a slightly surreal note,
I don't know.
Did the parrot travel on the horse? Because as a parrot, that would be quite frustrating.
Well, probably.
Hurry up,
anyway,
let's get a moral.
She says to the parrot, don't tell anyone, you get loads of rewards, you'll live in a nice tree, and it'll all be great. And then the king comes in. Her father apparently is the king. We didn't find out this till now.
She
didn't know that.
So she's a princess.
He says, what happened? What's going on? Why have you been crying out to May Colvin? The parrot clams up and says, "There was a cat. She saved me from the cat. It's all cool. Don't worry about it." So basically, the moral is, if you're going to commit murder, get a parrot that won't talk,
or a parrot that will say what you want it to say.
Yeah.
If you're going to commit murder, make sure you can follow it up by manipulating a parrot.
Yeah, if you're going to commit murder, bribe your witnesses.
Or don't tell the parrot in the first place.
Another
pretty much
shabby moral.
Shoddy stuff.
But a great song.
Great angle, but
song.
Shabby moral.
Listeners, if you've got anything better, and I'm sure you have, let us know. Angles@gardensessions.co.uk. Well, not let us know, just let Dave know. Is that your angle?
Yes, it is.
It is time.
He wooed her in the heart and drowned her in the sea.
We've done that.
Yeah, that's dealt with. Let's move on from that.
It's time.
It is time.
For something rather important that we have been waiting about 6 months for. Shall we dip in?
Just do it.
Let's
just
go for it.
Tom's Folk Odyssey. He's across the world. It has come. It is finally.
Hello and welcome to the first instalment of Tom's Folk Odyssey. As Crosby, Stills and Nash said, it's been a long time coming, but it's hopefully going to be well worth the wait, because I'm here at the Waipara Folk Festival in southern island of New Zealand, just north of Christchurch. I'm currently in the wine region of the Canterbury Plains. It's looking like it's going to be a really pretty good festival here. We've got a a nice open stage. There's going to be a dance later on, and numerous sessions across the site here. So I'm looking forward to it. I'll hopefully get some interviews for you lucky Garden Sessions listeners. I've got one bottle of Spate, which is New Zealand's beer, and I've got a bottle of white New Zealand wine. Unfortunately, it's Good Friday, so all New Zealand shops are shut, so I couldn't get any Guinness in any of them. But hopefully the booze will be flowing more freely later on.
Until next time, keep up with Tom at gardensessions.co.uk/Odyssey.
Well, there you go. We don't need to say that, but
Particularly impressive.
Right, that was brief,
intro
Tom.
jingle.
I liked it. I appreciate your effort, but you got to do the jingle justice. Next time, a bit more. It was good though. I'm so glad.
You know what I
hear.
like? You know what I
Very good,
particularly liked about that? I like the fact that not only do we have another Tom's alcoholic montage in that single 2-minute section of Odyssey, but also he seems to think he was drinking New Zealand's one and only beer.
Maybe they have one.
And we will be rejoining Tom anyway in the next episode, where he continues in his adventures at the Waipura Folk Festival in New Zealand. And I believe I've got an interview with one of the bigwigs next time round, so that's something to look forward to.
Yes, indeed.
Right, anyway.
Garden Sessions Letters
Dave, hit us with a letter.
First letter this week is from the Rev, More North Than You, which I think means he's
Could be many places.
he's probably somewhere up the top of Scotland.
What he's saying is he's not in Galashiels.
It's true. And it says, Dear everyone, as you know, I'm a big fan of the Garden Sessions, but I just wanted to know what the button right-click to download meant next to the free songs.
It means right-click to download.
Well, you might think that, but he again goes on to say, when I right-click, I get a whole lot of stuff that doesn't seem to download the music.
You get a menu when you do that.
I am a little simple and technophobic, so bear with me if this is a stupid question. Love the Rev.
Yeah, well, you get a menu, and one of the options in that menu is, Frank, you have a PC, so
yeah, you
what do
basically.
get?
Well, I mean, for one thing, the information is all on the page. If you just
it's
take a
save
bit of time to
target
read it.
as.
Save
something,
target
I
as.
think.
Right-click, save target as. You're on your way. Do that. We wish we could make it easier, but we haven't hit the big time yet.
This is the IT podcast from the Garden Sessions.
The IT hour.
Frank, you've got another
I do,
letter
and it's from a big
right
fan
there.
of ours. It's Ed from the South.
Hello, Ed.
Thank you guys for not only the Bothy Vaults, the new addition to the website, but also for uploading tracks from Frank's new album. I can't believe you made me read this letter. I cannot wait to hear the rest of it.
We didn't
Also,
mean for
I
Frank
know
to.
it's a little early, but while I'm here... You're here? Where are you, Ed? Happy second birthday. Cheers. Oh, thanks, Ed. Cheers, man. It should be a good birthday bash.
It
Alas,
will be a fantastic
I will miss
birthday
it. I'll
bash.
be in New Zealand.
That is something that we haven't mentioned.
Is it maybe
thus
time
far.
to announce the final lineup for
Yes,
the birthday
the final
bash?
lineup for
we
the birthday
have
bash.
got the Paul McKenna Band,
We do.
Scott Gardner, Young Traditional Musician of the Year
Mhm.
nominee,
Lucy
Tan
Pringle.
Thierry,
Yes, and Lucy Pringle, who's the who was the listener's choice last year.
yes indeed, and Martin Boland,
And of course,
stalwart
Tan
of
Thierry,
the Royal
as
Oak.
said, who we'll be hearing more from
I'm
in a
gutted I'm
moment.
going to miss it. I will be in New Zealand with Tom trying to...
Maybe we'll finally get some decent Odyssey
Hopefully we
reports
can get a
then.
link up during the show
well,
with you and Tom. We'll
hopefully
see
it will
if
be
that
good,
can happen.
But I'll certainly be encouraging the Odyssey while I'm out there. I can't wait. It should be a good 4 weeks.
Giving it a wee boot up the
boot up the
rear.
rear.
That's good, that's fine. Family show.
It is.
And incidentally, if you do want to get a hold of tickets for the birthday concert, it's on the 1st of May in the Pleasance Cabaret Bar in Edinburgh.
Yep.
So if you're in Edinburgh, I don't know where you get
You
tickets.
can either book your tickets and pay for them on the door, book them through tickets at gardensessions.co.uk, or you can buy them at the moment. We can tell you that you'll be able to buy them behind the bar in the Royal Oak, the Grand Old Opera Folk itself.
Well, there you go.
Awesome.
And that's the letters bag.
Coming up very soon is Tantiri's featured artist slot. Very, very
Second
soon.
time featured artist.
Exactly, yeah.
Cracking bunch of folk, often to be found in the Grand Old Opry itself.
Not performing as much as they should be, really, though, if you ask me.
No, they should be doing a lot more.
They're very, very busy people. And
Interestingly enough,
this is a record for the Garden Sessions. Hold on, Dave, I'll come back to you. Because it's the very first featured artist that's appeared twice.
Yes, it is.
On the show.
Interestingly enough, I was going to say that after the first time they were featured artists, 2 of the songs that they performed on that slot went to number 1. So maybe we'll be seeing Tantiri again in the charts, which would be nice.
Who can say? That is the question. Who can say?
I can't.
I can't either.
Say that
I don't
right
get
now.
the information till 2 weeks' time.
Whose idea was it to leave all this spare time at the end of the show?
Polyfiller.
Yeah.
Right, I think we can probably crack into
Yes,
Tantiri's
we can.
featured artist slot now. Back for the second time in the bothy, it's Tom, Jane and Penny. Tantiri.
Saw you, Jenny Nettles, Jenny Nettles, Jenny Nettles. Saw you, Jenny Nettles, coming frae the market. Bag and baggage on her back, her fee and banteth in her lap. Bag and baggage on her back, and a baby in her rockster. I met her young the Kenny, Jenny Nettles, sang and tay her belly, Robin Rattles bastard. They flee the dool up on the stool, and Ilka ain that mocks her. She rind about 6 Robin Hood, 'tis Tappet and his Oxstar. Fie Robin Rattle, Robin Rattle, Robin Rattle, fie Robin Rattle, use Jenny Nettles kindly. Score out the blame and shun the shame, and we may debate out. Tak hame your wine, mag Jenny Fain, the Leland Leeson gate out. Saw you, Jenny Nettles, Jenny Nettles, Jenny Nettles. Saw you, Jenny Nettles, coming frae the market.
That was Tantiri and Jenny Nettles, and I'm joined in the bothy for the second time round by Tantiri, Tom, Jane and Penny. Thanks for joining us on the Garden Sessions.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you for having us a second time. Yeah.
That's a first for the Garden Sessions. There's never been a featured artist that's appeared twice. Tell us a little bit about that Jenny Nettles that we just heard there.
Tom's looking at me.
Yeah.
So
Go on,
did it come from me?
Oh, maybe
No,
not.
that's you, Tom.
Well, sorry. Well,
All members of Tantiri are eager to talk here.
Yeah. Jenny Nettles is a lovely wee fiddle tune, and it's actually one of those. So we were singing it. I think Jane and I sort of both stumbled across it. I played it as a fiddle tune for quite some time, but it's also a song.
This is a little known secret of Tantiri, that you're instrumentalist as well.
Yes, we keep that.
We're instrumentalists to varying degrees of expertise.
On varying numbers.
On various instruments, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But they come out at night of occasions, don't they? We just see them on occasions. And Jenny Nettles was a fabulous song set, believe it or not, it's one of the, it's like the Crossroads Blues, where a terrible tale of woe occurs at the crossroads, which the crossroads in this case was not in the Mississippi Delta, but was actually outside Falkland Palace direction. Is that right?
Well, that's what you told me.
There you go.
Tom,
so
it
there's
must
corroboration.
Something strikes me, and I imagine with a lot of listeners, is perhaps not strange, but it's something that we should raise a question about, is that, I mean, your repertoire is obviously very traditional Scottish songs, but only one of you is actually Scottish.
Can anyone guess who?
Well, there's one very strong sort of West Coast accent in the room, and the other two
That would be
are...
mine.
Could be.
I mean, I really, where we met was in a Scots folk choir. So I guess at that point we'd all put a bit of a stake in the ground that that's the kind of stuff we like to sing.
But I mean, Jane and Penny, what drew you towards the Scottish stuff?
I think Penny should answer that first.
My mum sings English folk music, and when I moved to Scotland I was looking for things I liked to do and stumbled upon a choir that sang folky type stuff. So I mean, I'm not really fussy, anything as long as it sounds folky, but we tend to focus on the Scottish stuff just because that's the material that we come up with.
And I am probably the most strict about things
She's
being
very strict.
about them being traditional Scottish folk, which is bizarre, since I have no background whatsoever in Scottish folk or indeed folk.
But it's a fine genre. It
Absolutely,
makes perfect sense.
Absolutely.
We're going to move on to your second song that you're going to sing for us, Bonnie Barbara Allen. Why did you choose to do that one today?
Well, today, we chose to do it today because we've been meaning to do it in some kind of performance opportunity for a while and just haven't got around to it. I mean, it's one of our oldest songs. We've been singing that for a long time, haven't we?
Yeah.
Well, let's hear that now. This is Tantiri with Bonnie Barbara Allen.
It was in and about the Martinmas time, when the green leaves were fallen, that Sir John Graham in the West Country fell in love with Barbara Allen. He sent his man down to the town, to the place where she was dwelling. Oh, haste and come to my master dear, gin ye be Barbara Allen. Oh, hooly, hooly, rose she up to the place where he was lying, and when she drew the curtain by, young man, I think you're dying. Oh, I'm sick and very, very sick, and 'tis awful for Barbara Allen. Oh, the better for me ye's never be, though your heart's blood were a-spillin'. Oh, dinna ye mind, young man, said she, when ye the cups was fillin', that ye made the hell's gate round and round, and slighted Barbara Allen. He turned his face unto the wall, and death was with him dealing. Adieu, adieu, my dear friends all, and be kind to Barbara Allen. And slowly, slowly raised she up, and slowly, slowly left him, and sighing said she could not stay, since death of life had reft him. She had not gained a mile but twa, when she heard the deed bell knelling, and every jow that the deed bell gied, it cried woe to Barbara Allen. Oh, mother, mother, mark my bed, oh, mark it soft and narrow, since my love died for me today, I'll die for him tomorrow.
Our featured artist Tantiri with Bonnie Barbara Allen back in the bothy for a second time. Second time as a featured artist, and also former Garden Sessions #1 as well on the download chart with Duncan Gray, which was on the last featured artist slot. What lies ahead for Tantiri? Because we were talking a little bit about what's been happening since we last had you on the Garden Sessions, and there's a disappointingly low amount of gigs, it has to be said. People should be exposed to more Tantiri.
That's very kind of you to say. We've been talking about it, and I think we just don't go out and make the effort to get gigs. And we were talking about I don't know, the Royal Oak or something the other day, because that would be really cool to do.
Yeah, I think it's always trying to get a balance whereby time commitments and everything else sometimes run against it, but we are hoping to be a bit more visible, I think, in the next year to try and get more gig action, I think, out there.
As it should be. And
as it should be.
Hopefully, if we have you on again for a third time, in another 2 years' time as featured artists, you've gone platinum by then, probably.
We'll hopefully have a few more stories to tell anyway.
They'd be up in the higher echelons of the folk scene, which you already are, of course, being featured artists in the garden sessions.
Of course.
The last song that we're going to hear, though, is Tam Glen. Now, I've got notes here and I've forgotten why I've written them, but it says name change ?
Right, okay, well, it's a Burns song, and so ordinarily, especially being such a traditionalist, I would not touch anything that was written by the bard, because obviously it cannot be improved upon. However, I think as time has moved on, certain words have become less acceptable. It's not even the acceptability. It's not. Do you know? I'm babbling. We changed the word of.
It's true. Some people would be very surprised with some of the words that pop up in some of Burns' songs.
Well, yeah. I mean, I know it can be quite bawdy, and do you know, singing bawdy songs, if they're meant to be bawdy, that's okay. But this isn't even on the sort of. It's not that kind of level. It's a sniggery sort of thing, which is that we changed the word titty to Annie because we thought we wouldn't be able to sing.
You wouldn't be able to sing it with a straight
My
face.
dear Titty.
In fact, I barely just
So
said
was it a name then? Or?
Yes, I think it's sister, isn't it? I think. And do you know? How would I know? You're the Scottish one, Tom.
I've never.
I'm not entirely sure. However, do you know you're Scottish, Jack?
Yes, absolutely.
You can Google it and tell the listeners later.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, but anyway, we're all mature in here, and obviously none of us would be sniggering at that. You can rise above it.
On cue.
Okay, so we'll hear that now. This is Tam Glen with the changed name. Thank you very much, Tom, Jane and Penny Tantiri, for joining us in the garden sessions. We'll hopefully see you again. Cheerio.
Thanks very much.
Thank
you. Bye.
My heart is a breaking, dear Annie. Some counsel and tell me come len. Tay younger them is a pity, but what will I do with Tam Glen? I'm thinking we're sick a bro following putteth on my MacGuffin. What care I in riches to wallow if I'm on a merry Tam Glen? There's Lowry the leather drumella, good day to you, Koofy comes Ben. He brags and he blows a whistle, but when will he dance like Tam Glen? My mummy does constantly deave me and bids me beware o' young men. They flatter, she says, to deceive me, but what can think say o' Tam Glen? My daddy says, gin I'll forsake him, he'll gie me good under max 10. But if it's ordained I'm untack him, oh why will I get but Tam Glen? Yestreen at the Valentine's deal in my head to my moogie to sten. For thrice I drew in we would fail, and thrice it was written Tam Glen. The last Halloween I was walking my Burkitt and sleeve as you ken. His likeness came up the hoostocking and the very grey breeks o' Tam Glen. Come so dear Annie, don't tarry, I'll gie you my bonny black hen. Gin ye will advise me to marry the lad I loo dearly Tam Glen.
To the featured artist for a second time in the bothy. Apart from obviously apologising for the state of my voice during that, I was quite hungover during that. Maybe that affected my questioning as well, because Tantiri were slightly concerned at the end. There were lots of interesting things to say about that song, Tam Glen, yet they found themselves talking about what we were talking about there. Is it dumbing down by the garden sessions, Frank? What do you think? Are we dumbing down? Were you laughing?
I'm a mature man.
You were laughing.
I was
Admit it,
laughing.
you were
Yeah.
laughing.
I was laughing a little bit, but, you know, it was, you know, I don't think it was particularly a big deal.
Dave, you're
You
the
know?
scholar. I mean, what do you think too?
Yeah.
I mean, can you tell us anything about this?
I can't claim to be 100% on this, but I think it refers to a female intended. Sort of a
female
attractive
intended.
female side.
What does?
The woman the bit that they changed?
Well,
just say it, Dave. Just say it.
Come on.
I don't want to.
Titty. Titty.
This is
Yes.
shocking. The garden sessions has
I think
descended.
it pertains to a female intended anyway. One has to wonder what the male version
Right, let's
would
not
be.
dwell on this.
Right, yes. Well,
Anyway.
we've all had a chuckle, but not that much of a
It's
chuckle.
been a damn good podcast.
Yes, it has been a beast of a podcast.
I'm really glad Tantura came back there to do it, and I hope they will be doing more gigs as they said they'd like to.
Just, no, continued, Frank.
All right, well,
Okay.
I'd love to see Tanturi more, basically, is what I was saying. I pretty much finished.
Oh, you'd finish what you're saying. Okay, that's fine then. That's no bother.
Ah,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, there you go.
we've come to the end.
As
Episode
always,
58.
on next week's show, we'll have the regular features. We'll have the angle and the letters bag and the download chart.
We'll
and
have more from Tom at the White Folk
we
Festival.
will.
the
It
jingle
would be nice
justice,
to hear
Harland.
another jingle
And
if
we
there's time.
can say with fair certainty that the Bo Nasties will be our featured artist.
So there's not time then
come next.
for another jingle? No, is there?
Well,
You can have too much
I
of a
need to
good
find-
thing, you know. You can have too much of a good thing. You really can.
But it is a good jingle, and I think it might be worth it. But we shouldn't make a habit of listening to it constantly.
No,
It's the
we
first show
shouldn't.
with it, so
No.
we can hear it again.
Tom's Folk Odyssey. He's across the world. It has come. It is finally.
Gold.
Yes,
It
and of
is
course,
gold.
you can get more from Tom on his blog on the website gardensessions.co.uk/Odyssey.
Do that justice, Tom.
Yes.
Do it justice.
Until next time, from myself, Jack Foster, Frank Burkitt, Dave the Angles, Gimble, take it easy.
Have one for me.
Cheerio.
Mm.